That's right. I'm going to do one last look at the settings once you're there. Am I echoing or am I good?
Okay, now we're good. Now we're good. I just had to.
All right.
Am I sideways? No, I guess this
No,
isn't the
now you're
best way
normal.
to do
Now
it.
you're normal.
All
I'm going to do
right,
one last look at the layout and then we're good here. Hang on.
all right. Finally, we got this. I feel like I'm
I
back
know.
in elementary school where we can't figure out technology.
Well, it's kind of annoying, but hold on. What does that do? Oh, back camera. Don't want that. Um, okay. Go live together.
Oh my gosh.
Grid and panel. Fixed layout. How ridiculous. Panel, but panel won't expand. Look at one last look here. Yeah, but panel is going to make you small, right? Yeah, see, panel makes them small, which is just ridiculous. So we go to
Yep.
grid because TikTok is really stupid. All right, fine. TikTok's stupid. That's fine. All right. So where are you? Tell folks.
Chinese.
Good
Hello,
enough.
everybody. I'm Max. I'm currently in Kyiv, and right now I'm in the Mikhailsky Sobor. Behind
I
me,
think it was. Is it
we
St.
had
Michael's
our
in
favorite.
English? Sorry, it's St. Michael's Square, I
I
believe. You said
believe
it
so.
in
Yeah,
Ukrainian.
yeah, yeah. I believe so.
All right.
Yep. I know better in Ukrainian than in English, but it's raining cats and dogs, but it's all right.
Oh, it started.
But
Sorry.
this is the wall. This is the wall of all the soldiers that lost their lives beginning from
Oh God.
2014. So
Can you
way
go?
over on that end is 2020. Yeah,
Can you go
I can go
closer?
real
Just
quick.
yeah, I'd like to see it really quick. I didn't know that existed.
Yep, this is where our famous Johnson we don't call him just Boris Johnson, we call him Johnson and more of a Ukrainian name for him. But over here, from 2020
Hmm.
here, and then it goes
Right.
all the way down to
Wow.
2014.
Wow. Show us somebody.
Wow,
Just
it's
show us
pouring.
somebody up close. Show us one of the photos up close. See if we can see it.
Sure. Let's see. Oh,
I mean,
and
ish.
I
I'm just. Yeah.
there we go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, with the Ukrainian
So
clothing.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of them. A
Wow.
lot of them. So this is where there's a famous video going on where like Boris Johnson visited Kyiv
Hmm.
last month, and this is where they were paying their respects to.
Right.
So and then behind me, wow, it's really raining. I'm like all soaking wet now. Anyway, that's the church behind me there.
Oh, pretty. Yeah.
It's a good thing. This is a Samsung, so product sponsored by Samsung, waterproof. Anyway,
Which you never thought you'd
um,
need, but
as we're
hey, there you go.
yeah, they said that it would end by 8 p.m., but it's still raining. But as I'm
What's the
going on
name? What's
down, you can
the
see
wall
that
again? What is the wall have a name?
this is just yeah, an English memory wall of fallen defenders of Ukraine in Russian-Ukraine war.
Okay.
So this is all
And yeah, I
back in
doubt it.
2014. So
Yep.
we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walls just in 2014, and then 3 for
Right.
2015. And
Right.
then for anybody that says that, for these 8 years there was such a huge war, just simply over here you can tell. Most of the casualties were in 2014 and 2015. 2020 is not even a full wall yet, which is good. I'm not saying that we
Right.
should have more dead soldiers. I'm just saying
Right.
proof is right here.
Right.
So, but yeah. Anyway, um, so this is the beginning of all the conflict when Putin invaded Crimea, and then all the war started
Right.
over here. So you can tell. I think there's people
Oh,
here
people are
do
still putting
flowers.
down. People are still putting down flowers for
Yeah.
2014.
Yep. Family
Wow.
members
Wow.
and all that stuff. So this is the head gate, because you can tell I'm the only not normal person here with an umbrella. So
What is the
yeah,
blue
we have
building?
people. This is St.
What?
Michael's, I believe.
Oh,
Mikhailsky.
oh, oh! That is the church. I'm sorry,
This is the
we
church.
couldn't
Yeah.
tell. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. This is the church.
You're okay. Don't worry.
Let's see what else.
Oop. He'll come back.
Yeah,
There you are.
the rain is getting. You can tell over there as well.
Yeah, yeah. So now, where is the plaza with all the tanks? Can we see it from where you are?
I'm currently going over there, but
Okay.
because
No, but
of
I meant if we
the
could
rain,
see it.
I'm hearing double again. But it's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
right. So here
Oh, you're already there.
it
Okay.
is.
You know what? Step back a little bit because the way the TikTok is doing the angle, you're not really seeing. I want to see the whole vehicle a little bit. Yeah, that's a little better. Yeah, because they're making it. TikTok's taking. Oh, there we. Oh, it's actually okay. So that's a truck and something else. Interesting. Okay, because you can
Yep.
tell that's a truck on the right.
Let's see if some of them have signs explaining what it is.
Oh, that's good.
Let's see. This one. It is a Panzer self-propelled anti-aircraft missile defense system. So basically, a SAM. So
It's okay.
this is what
Service.
happens when you try
Just,
to invade our
just so
democracy.
you, just so you know, when you turn your head, for some reason, the volume goes down. When you turned your head away from the camera, the volume goes down, which makes me think, by the way, that your microphone is coming through your phone and not your ear sets. I think possibly your volume dropped to almost nothing when you turned your head away from the phone.
It's TikTok.
Yeah. In any case, you said that was a destroyed surface-to-air missile, I believe.
Yep.
Okay.
Right here. Yep, right here. So
Okay.
then we're going on to a tank right here, the T-90. Right here.
Sorry, step back again so we can see it because, again, we're only getting a slice of your picture. I know it's hard to sort of juggle. Oh, that's good. Oh, there you go. And what kind? Is it a T-90 or what tank?
Yep, T-90.
I think T-90s are.
T-90.
I don't remember if T-90s are the good ones or if the best ones are T-72s. I'm gonna guess T-90 is really good, which is the reason they're showing it. Third generation Russian main battle tank. Is an advanced version of the T series.
Good, but evidence, it's not really good because it's destroyed right here in front of the whole Ukrainian public.
Yeah.
So they're not good at all.
Yeah, that's funny though. It's too bad it's raining because the other pictures I saw showed kids jumping on them and everything else, which is cute. So is that the same?
Jump on it, but my leg is a little screwed. So this right here is an artillery piece right here. So you can tell by the long barrel here.
Right.
Also blown a bit. You can tell by the rusting.
See, it's funny. That's one of those things that looks like a tank to an amateur. You know.
It's a 152 millimeter howitzer.
Okay, 152
millimeter. So that's fun.
Right.
Let's see. Yep. So you can tell by the rust that it's been burning very, very hot. And then I'll show you another vehicle that there's evidence of how hot it got.
Okay. And remember to step back a bit, as I said, because everything's you know what I mean? TikTok's taking a horizontal slice of a vertical video, so we're getting to see probably 25% of your video. There you go. That's good. Now what is that? Thank you, Samara. So what was that you just showed us?
There we go. This is better.
Is it armored carriers or?
This is a BMD combat vehicle.
Right. I think they're amphibious combat like infantry fighting vehicles, I think. Oh wow, that is very. So that's like destroyed. Yeah. Oh wow! Actually, I didn't even notice. Like when you step back a little, you could see more of the destruction, sort of in context. Yeah.
Yep.
That's like
from this side, it looks fine, but from the other side.
half
Yeah.
the vehicle's missing.
Yep. It's like
Wow.
Photoshop.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yep.
Woo woo. Now, I had read this morning because someone was asking if they're going to keep them on display. I had read this morning that the Ukrainians want to display these across Europe, which is interesting.
So that is true. It's kind of funny. This live is reminding me like the ISS lives where I'm replying to the delay, but it's true that they already have destroyed tanks in Warsaw, Poland.
Oh, nice, nice. That's exactly what Mikola was saying. Somebody just chimed in and said the same thing. They're in Poland. Yeah, that's a neat. I mean, it's a neat idea. It's like sharing bits of the Berlin Wall in a funny way. So what is that? Same? Is that another
Pretty
BMP?
much, pretty much, yeah. This is actually a explosive jamming station. So
Oh,
something with the radio stuff because of all the antennas.
okay. For a
But you can
jamming, right?
tell people were.
Electronic warfare.
Yep.
Oh, but
In
that's
short,
right.
electronic warfare, where you see a lot of tiny little short sticks, that's something radio associated.
Interesting. Okay.
So, yeah, they don't even have tracks on that one anymore. It's just completely all burned. This is the top of another tank. This
Oh,
is
it's the
just what's
top of
left.
it. Right. Oh, that's funny. Well, and just a little story to tell people. One of the problems the Russian tanks are having is that the way they're built, a lot of the explosive is like in that portion around the actual guys that are working, so that you get like the wrong hit by the enemy and the entire top blows off. And I mean, some of the videos I posted, you can see the top blowing, you know, dozens of feet in the air. It's crazy. So that's actually one of the reasons they're showing that top, is because the Russian tanks are historically bad, are historic for being this badly built that the top goes flying off. And of course, it kills the crew, which is idiotic as well. You know, they're not built for safety.
Yeah.
Where the U.S. tanks are built for safety as well.
Yeah,
But
they're
the
not
Russian
built for
tanks are.
safety. And if you can see an X-ray, this is like the top of the tank, and all the shells are over there. So they would just blow up like a can.
Yep. Yep. It's crazy. And I was reading the Ukrainians claim that they've destroyed around 1,500 Russian tanks. Who knows? But that's the claim, at least. It's the auto reloader. That's what. Oh, sorry. Ego's way. I'm going to see people. I'm going to switch to there so I can see. Oh, maybe I can't. It's not letting me slide to see more of your comment.
I had to speak in English.
Yeah, turning tank commanders
Ну,
into.
я українською говорю англійською. Просто зараз прямо трансляція, а що там?
No, I heard you speak in English.
Oh, yes, I speak English.
Okay. So you I thought you were a foreigner like me.
Huh?
A foreigner. I thought you were also international. Like.
Yes, yeah. So, but I'm...
Oh, he's talking to somebody and we lost him.
There you go.
Oh, there you
Have a
are.
good day.
Okay.
What was the guy wondering?
Yeah, I what's it called? He understood English and he was like, oh, another person speaking English. So.
Oh, funny. And you're like, we're in the middle of a live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, somebody's asking. Yeah, Wien.
This
Gibt's-
right here
Gibt's-
is a ballistic missile, non-nuclear.
Right. Oh, because you guys have shot down a lot of those too, I'm guessing. Now, you got-
The ballistics I am not confident about because this travels in a parabola, and those are
Right.
harder to shoot down. But this one did not detonate.
Right. Well, then the
So something with the wires. It landed just north of Kyiv in Obolon.
okay.
So, and this is from what year? These Soviet, I think this is from the 60s.
Oh, wow. We have some people who know the weapon systems in the comments, which is nice. Thank you,
Now it
Samara.
just stopped raining. Jesus.
It
But I have to
stopped.
be all soaking wet for it now.
Kirina from Ukraine just sent you a little gift.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. This is the gift we gave to Russians. A straight ticket to hell.
Yeah, actually, back up a little. I like the tank you're in front of, just so we can see it a second. It's just interesting. It's interesting to see this equipment, period, because many of us just don't get to see. You know, it's kind of scary even looking at the gun, looking down the gun of that thing. Thank you, Samantha and Heather. We're all sending the gifts for you, Max. Cute. But it's a little scary just looking down the gun of that thing's a little creepy to me, you know? Oh, somebody's writing that they were somebody
this blew up.
somebody's
and they
writing
just
they
put
were
it
there.
back together.
Oh, sorry. Somebody's writing they were there 15 minutes ago. You would have seen Max.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you want to see hi, I'm all drenched and wet and all that stuff. So
He'll be the drenched, wet Ukrainian American in the blue shirt. No, wait, you are a dual citizen, right? Or what?
yes, I'm a dual citizen. I was born in Kyiv, but I went to the States when I was really young.
Okay. Which language is better, Ukrainian or English?
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna say Ukrainian.
Really?
You have a lot more creativity in Ukrainian.
No.
English has too many rules. And one thing I hate about the English language is the Latin characters. Just needing more than one letter to make one sound, and the fact that you guys have silent letters. Yeah, I will never let that go.
Which one do you speak better?
Oh, which one do I speak better? I speak all three languages equally as horribly.
Oh, really? What do you mean? You mean Ukrainian, Russian, and English, or what do you mean three?
Yeah.
You speak them all equally.
Yep. So,
Right.
what's it called? Yep, all equally as bad.
Oh, that's interesting. Right, because I know you said your grandmother speaks Russian, so you speak Russian with your grandmother, right?
I'm trying to convince her and tell her to speak in Ukrainian, and she's trying what we call is surjik. And I sometimes am a big offender of surjik, where we combined two languages into one. But a lot of people in Kyiv talk like that, surjikum.
Interesting.
So it's a combination of both.
Have you noticed? I've read, and I'm curious. Have you noticed an increase among your friends and people you know switching to Ukraine? Because we've read in articles here that a lot of people have kind of decided they no longer want to speak Russian.
Yeah, I don't want to speak Russian anymore. So every single time I catch myself saying a Russian word instead of a Ukrainian word, I correct myself in mid-sentence.
Interesting.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, no, I hate the Russian language. I wish I could forget it, but also another mentality is you have to know the language of the enemy.
Yeah. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. The degree to where, and feel free to, by the way, to tell us what we're looking at. I mean, I'm just sort of chatting with you about other Ukrainian things as we're looking.
This is a Typhoon mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicle. It did not do its job well.
Yeah, it doesn't look too good. And what's that big thing to the left?
So this is what we have. There's also another. Oh, this?
Oh, I was in general. I mean, in general, but there's some display or memorial or something right behind you. To your right, I guess. Yeah. What is that?
Oh, yes. So this is what we do just in case
Oh,
If the Russians were to get this close, they
right.
would protect monuments. So a lot of monuments are protected in bags.
Right. Oh, I thought that was a special display about the exhibit. That's actually a monument in the square that's being protected by the sandbags.
Yep.
Oh, what do the
Yep.
signs say? Show us the signs.
There's a lot in English. World help us.
My military son lost his
Nice.
leg. What does the rest of it say?
In Mariupol.
Lost his
It's
leg in
now in
Mari.
Mariupol, I think.
Oh God, that's just scary because Mariupol is Russian controlled and people don't even have enough food or water. There's cholera. There's not enough medicine. It's crazy. Save Ukraine. What's the не может? What does that say?
Не может сдасть.
What does that mean?
Won't give up. Or, yeah, so
Oh, we
be
won't
able to
give up?
Rescue the
Okay.
soldiers. So I think this is about the Azovstal, because I see Azov right here.
Ah, interesting. What's the big sign say? The big one in red. Help us.
Help us. Yeah,
Is
World
the-
help us, and then in Ukrainian, same thing.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And that's
Oh,
this
that's
is blocked. I can't tell the rest.
That looks like another language on
Something.
top, like Georgian or
Yeah.
something. What is?
No, yeah, something Latin.
Well, that's Spanish on the bottom, but the very
Yeah,
top.
but it just says all. What I can read is all. What's translate?
Stunche
No.
or Staiche?
This is what happens when I don't speak English for a long time.
Right. Oh wait, show me in Spanish.
People
Show me
who are
Spanish.
born in Ukraine that have a Ukrainian passport, those people.
Show me the. Oh, interesting. There's a word for them. People born in Ukraine with Ukraine. Show me the bottom in Spanish. Toda la, what does it say? Toda la what? Gente?
It's
gente
blocked by the others. Yeah,
Can you
it's
peek or
blocked
no?
by the other sign.
You can't peek. All right, that's okay.
Yeah.
All the people who
Yeah,
come
no, I
here.
don't. There's like press and stuff. Oh, by the way, my phone's at 2%, so
Oh God. Okay. All right.
it's gonna.
You
If it
didn't-
ends,
or-
then yeah.
Did you not charge, or is it eating the battery fast? Oh,
I
true.
started with 30%.
Oh, all right. Thanks, Max, for planning ahead.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to lose Max in a minute because he's at 2%. Okay, we've been going half hour ish. Yeah.
Now, one last thing to show. A car full of kids.
Oh.
They shot it.
Oh wow! And it said children on the side and the front. I can read that.
Yep.
Jetsi?
In Russian.
How do you say it?
Дети. Yep,
Дети.
because the letter E in Russian is kind of like a yeah.
Yeah.
So
But you say
дети.
T or T? It's T? Jetty or Jetsi?
T.
Jetty.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't tell дети.
Jetty. But it's written in the front and the side. This is the same word that was written on the side of that huge cinema. Not cinema.
And this is also a civilian car.
Theater in Mariupol. Wow. I mean, amazing, though, the one that says children all over it. And, of course, the signs were clear to read on all four sides. And they shot it up anyway. Jetty. So, you know, I was going to say, somebody else is saying chi like I was thinking. Yeah. We may have just lost Max, though, because of the 2%. Well, if we lose him, we can talk for another second ourselves. I'm going to guess that's the end of his thing. We'll give him another second, and otherwise we'll disconnect because I'm sure he's gone. Bye, Max. Yeah, he only has 2%. I'm going to disconnect. There we go. Yep, he went away. Well, that was good. That was interesting. Yeah. I mean, actually, we just saw enough of it, which was perfect. You know, a little bit of a delay, but I mean between us, but that worked. Yeah, the kids thing, absolutely horrible. You know. Oh, see, I was just gonna say, I'm thinking in my Russian "dzieci" that the "t" is actually a "ch." You're thinking the same thing, aren't you, Malavre? He was in, I believe it's called St. Michael's Square. It's funny. He knows the name in Ukrainian. Let me see here. Pull it up again. I think it's St. Michael's. Um, New York Post is showing it in Russian. They're in Ukrainian. They're saying Mikhaivska. Oh no, Mikhailivska Square. They're calling it. But I saw something else in English that I believe was calling it St. Michael's. Yeah, I was thinking the ch, like you were thinking, Malavra. Yeah. Now I only had a year of Russian, but there's things like that that stick in my head, the y's and the ch's. I can't think of another word that's like that. But to me, I saw it and I thought, dzieci. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But no, that was interesting, guys. It was interesting. Like as I said, I'm sorry, sorry Matt didn't charge his phone. He could have talked to us longer just to talk to us a little more. Well, isn't that funny? I know that he says his English is struggling and his English sounded super fluent, which is really funny, didn't it? He sounded totally American to me. Like I would have had to strain to hear something in his English that wasn't American. I'll put my thing on for a minute. We can talk for a minute longer. I don't want to go too long since I'm doing the 6 o'clock update anyway. Oops, they're putting on my Nah. I Googled that story and saw nothing about it. I wouldn't believe it's true. Yeah, to me he sounded totally American. I mean, he is American, but meaning he sounded Native American. Native American? Native born American? Exactly. You can hear when he can't find a word, which is funny. It is funny. Well, because he's been there for a few weeks, I think, and living with his grandmother, so he's speaking Russian with her. So, I don't even know how much English he actually is speaking. Oh, what did I call him? His name is Max, correct. Or Maxime. His name is Maxime, actually, of course, but he goes by Max in English. Anything else, guys? Hello, Ali. So yeah, that was good. That was interesting. So the regular show, I know, making grandma speak Ukrainian, good luck with that. Can you imagine? Well, it was cute because he's Maxime. Oh, hello, Lisa. Good to see you. When I was chatting with him the other day in his grandmother's apartment, it was very cute because grandma was like chatting and then he turned and he was like, oh, say hi, grandma. And grandma's like, oh. So it was very typical grandma, very sweet and cute. Sasha's doing very well, actually very well, knock on wood. She's been recovering great. So that's been great. Oh yeah, I'll definitely have him on again. It's funny because, I had him on with you guys when we did the grandma thing. I forgot about that. I did do a live with him, I think, with the grandma thing. Thanks for the hat and mustache, Bainbridge. Thank you for the fireworks, Samara. But yeah, he works as a pilot in Chicago and flies back and forth. And I think because he can fly to Europe, he can get the free flights. But the flights basically for anybody leaving Ukraine, they take you to Poland and then you go by land, by bus and whatever, from Poland, from Warsaw to get to Kyiv. I enjoy my job. Jak spravi? I don't know what that is. Actually, that's got to be, is that like Ukrainian written in English? I don't know what that is. Yep. I guess, Ashley, we did do the live with him, didn't we? Oh, that's Polish. Ah, okay. Because yak, isn't yak... Oh, is it how are you? Not sure. the war could be over this year. The war might not be over this year. I mean, honestly, I feel like, Kyiv, I mean, I think Kyiv is definitely safe to walk around. I mean, since he's not here anymore, but Kyiv is definitely safe to walk around. Okay. Thank you. I am well. Thank you. Yak spravi, but that's Ukrainian? Because I know yak is yak shimash. I don't know. It's Ukrainian English alphabetized. Okay, but I can read the alphabet. I just don't know the Ukrainian words because I studied Russian. So and my Russian is, I know a little bit, but even the simple stuff, yak spravi, yeah, I can read that. There you go. In any case, yeah, we'll have to get Max on again because he's very interesting, knows a lot about what's going on. I mean, I think, honestly, it'd be interesting to have him just, thanks, Mad Mike, well, maybe not an expert, but I told folks I sort of try to use my journalism and my law and my sort of research background to go to the experts and then sort of crystallize what they've been saying for people and translate it into English. I mean, literally, but also translate it into something people can understand versus something highfalutin military, blah, blah, blah. So, but thank you. But yeah, we should get Max again because I think, although I think he's leaving soon, because it'd be fun for him just to walk around Kyiv and give us a tour. I mean, you can Google pictures on the internet, but it's so much more fun. Like that thing, there are video reportages of these tanks, but I think it's so much more cooler to have somebody that it is live, but it's almost live, like to me, I feel like I'm there watching it more, which is neat. Oh yeah, I'll definitely get him on again. Yeah. But I think, walking tour could be cool. As I said, he's heading back to Chicago shortly, so it may not be for a while. I don't know, a month or who knows when he's coming back. But yeah, you could tell it was pouring at one point. You could hear it. I can. Well, I'd studied Russian for a year, and the first thing they teach you is the Cyrillic alphabet. Oh, hey, Thomas. Good to see you. But yeah, so I can read Ukrainian. I just may not know what it means. Well, that's why I use my translate function. Ukrainian Sasha's video yet? I'm not sure what that means. I saw you writing that, but what does that mean? Who is Ukrainian Sasha, and what is their video? I don't report about Palestine right now because I've been doing almost exclusively Ukraine. I mean, when something huge happens, I might. But at this point, I'm trying to do Ukraine and only big stories happening in America, but as a small thing. About the Azovstal soldiers, I don't know who Ukrainian Sasha is. Well, the interesting thing, snarky, is that Putin did claim victory in Luhansk, which is that region in the Far East. What's interesting is that I just did a video on this, Igor Girkin, who is a sort of well-known Russian military commander who's retired now, but he blogs on Telegram with 400,000 followers about the war. And he's been doing these scathing reports about how badly he thinks the war is going. And he said basically it's total BS, claiming that they won and that the Russians won in Luhansk because it wasn't a real victory. And I mean, he really, watch my video, it's about 3 minutes long. I summarized everything he said, but very interesting. Or, yeah, Sasha's Elvis wig, exactly. So that's what you're talking about, the video. Yeah, I'll have to see because, I've got to see and see who this person is and how credible they are and everything else. Because certainly the mainstream media hasn't picked it up yet, so I'm careful with that stuff. Because that's how you keep your reputation, by being careful. So what else? Oh, thank you, Ariel. I didn't look up the 1926 committee because honestly, I get very confused when I try to dig into British government procedure and all that stuff. It confuses the hell out of me. It took me the longest time just to understand parliamentary government. And I still don't understand. what, like any of the, I get the election, but like Italy's elections confuse the hell out of me. Like you vote for a slate, but not the individual candidate, and I'm like, oh my God, So there are going to be more hearings. I think the next one is next Tuesday. Sasha Regelo. Let me look. In English. Sasha Regelo. All right. Hey, Ed from Sydney. How do we resolve the conflict? I mean, honestly, so far I feel like it's not going to get resolved unless oh, I see a crazy person here. Goodbye, crazy Russian lunatic. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Sorry, I love getting rid of the trolls. It makes me so much happy. I mean, Yulia and I have gone live a lot before. I mean, I try not to do too much because, I'm trying not to have anybody too many times, but we've gone live a number of times, yeah. But yeah, I just got rid of a Russian troll. That was fun. You don't know what you're speaking about. Yeah. Tell me, from the black hole of news that is Russia, tell us what's actually going on. Oh, that's funny. You forgot most of it after nine years of learning it? Wow. Haven't seen anything about Odessa yet. Thank you, Ali. That's sweet of you. Celui-ci ne fait pas le pogo le plus dégelé de la boîte. Voilà. Exactement, c'est ça. Exactly. Well, I Googled him, but I'm seeing Instagram, I'm seeing lots of things here. And I'm seeing hot pictures of him. Is he the model guy? All I'm seeing is very hot shirtless photos. Oh, Sasha. I remember Sasha. I didn't know he was a model. That's funny. He was the guy that was kicked off. And I gave him advice because he reached out to me. I gave him a bunch of advice of who to contact and stuff. Oh, I didn't realize he was a model. Wow. He is hot. Who knew? Oh, Kalispera Khatsi. Hold on. Now I'm going to pull up my Instagram Authy, my authenticator, so I can actually get into my Instagram account because I'm careful about such things. One moment here. 1 second. Instagram. One moment. I've got two-factor on for all of my stuff to stop the crazy people. All right. Not now. Okay, let me click one more time on his Instagram and then I'll see. Oh yeah, I didn't realize he was a model. Oh wow. And he's in New York. Funny. Yeah, he's very good. I'll have to see. Okay, I haven't seen his stuff recently, but he's a pretty little model, isn't he? I'd seen none of that of him. It's funny, like most models too, it's amazing to me how they can have all these different looks, That always kind of blows my mind. Anyway, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, let me see. We'll see. I want to see what it's based on. We've got to sort of fact check that stuff. Well, I think they should have tried. Oh, from his mom in the West from a hospital. Interesting. Okay. I think they should have tried to break the naval blockade. I think they should have. We should have done what we did with Iran. We could have put American flags on the ships and let the Russians bomb American, British, whoever. Let the Russians try to bomb those ships. Just let them try. We have been bending over backwards for Putin, and I don't get it. And it pisses me off. Very bad. So. Oh, thank you, Desperate. I appreciate that. Happy to help. This issue pisses me off, so I'm happy to keep, doing what I can on it. His mother works in a hospital in Western Ukraine. She told him they had prisoner exchange. Ah, interesting. Now, the only question I've got, though, is whether the mother saw it firsthand or whether the mother heard it from other people. Because, again, these kind of stories, I've interviewed a lot of people over the years, And I've had this kind of a story come, and it's, oh no, it was his mom. And then you talk to the mom and she goes, well, my friend Sophie says Maria told her. And then you're like, okay. And I'm not saying that's the case with Sasha, but you need to dig a little deeper sometimes when you hear a story on the face that sounds really horrible. You just got to dig a little deeper. So I would want to know more, not having seen Sasha's report yet. That's what I'm saying. I'm not questioning Sasha, but I would have to see what the report is and what the basis is, you know? But exactly, I would think the Russians would not want to risk. Putin, I mean, they just had on the news that the Russians have removed troops from the border with Finland. And this is as Russia's threatening Finland because of NATO. And remember, they said, oh, we're going to have more troops. And they literally removed the troops because they need them in Ukraine. Okay? That's how bad things are for Russia right now. The idea that Russia would want a war with anybody else right now, in addition to Ukraine, let alone a war with NATO, is insane. It's absolutely insane. Oh, that's going to be a little hard for me. Oh boy, I'm going to have to translate, get that one's translated. You went over my head with that one. Hang on. Translate for me, translate. Oops. Oh, he mentioned the disgusting things that they did to the captives. Okay, yeah. Hey, Odessa. You know, not much. I mean, you know, from what we keep hearing from the experts, Russia, you know, will probably slowly make advances in the east, right? You know, whether they can take all of Donbass, we'll see, but they're making advances, but they're not doing well everywhere else. Currently it is thought they don't have enough troops or equipment that are in good shape to make advances in Zaporizhia, to make advances in Kherson. In Kherson, you're seeing a lot of partisan movement now, meaning guerrillas, wolverines, I say for the Americans, but meaning, you know, guerrilla movement from the population, and they're very effective and very organized in Kherson, in the oblast overall. And you're seeing the Ukrainians slowly taking, in other words, the Ukrainians are like slowly making progress in Kherson in a similar way to which the Russians are making progress out east, you know? And that's starting to freak the Russians out, I think. And they're a little freaked out about Zaporizhia as well, which is right to the east. So, you know, I think it's almost the perfect definition of how some of the experts, you are clueless CIA project. Okay, Boris and Natasha, go kill moose and squirrel. So it's almost a perfect definition of how somebody had described attrition. They said a war of attrition, and they said it's not really a standoff. It's somebody does a little better here, somebody does a little worse here. And it's this sort of back, and I almost think of the Northern Lights when I saw them from a plane once, and they were like little fingers coming up and down, you know, like cat paws, right? But it's kind of a little better here, a little back, and that. So it's not really moving ahead, but different parts are moving ahead. So we'll see, you know, we'll see. But they need the weapons. And honestly, we're not giving them enough. And too many people, I need to write about this, but too many people are talking about the dollar figures and thinking as if, well, we've given $53 billion or something, right? That would be enough, right? Oh, that's a lot of money. Oh, thank you, Flower Lady. And that somehow 53 billion, that should be enough. Rather than thinking in war, I mean, I'm not a military guy, but even I know, if you're thinking about war fighting, you're thinking about what weapons and what troops you need. You're not thinking, well, I need $53 billion. Okay, see you, Carol, right? You don't say, I need 53 billion. You go, I need this many troops, this many weapons, I need this kind of weapon, this many tanks, right? And we have provided Ukraine a lot, but it hasn't been a lot of what they need to go on the offensive. It's been, like we said, we've got a lot. Like the tank stuff's been good. The anti-tank weapons have been great, but they need a lot of these rocket systems and the rockets that go with them, and we've provided them 4, and there's another 4 coming, and that's BS. That's absolute BS. You know, the Brits are giving them maybe 3 or 4, and the Germans might be giving them 3 or 4, so that might bring you to 16. And, well, too bad, Bonnie. That might be 16 they're getting. Ukraine says they need 200 to 300 of these rocket launchers. The Western experts I read are saying 50 to 100. Even if you think 50 to 100 that they need, and these are the Western military experts, 16 we're giving them, and they don't even have the 16 yet. I'm sorry, that's bullshit. You're giving them just enough to break even. You're not giving them enough to make a difference, and that pisses me off. And I'm sorry, you know, I put that on Biden. I mean, it really put on the French and the Germans, but Biden is still playing a game here as far as I'm concerned. He's been very supportive, but Biden wants a tie. Biden does not want Ukraine to win because he's afraid of upsetting Putin. Well, I'm sure they will. No, I mean, but you said, I'm tired of hearing about Ukraine wanting help. It sounded like a complaint. Right. You know, executive privilege, all right, I'm not the expert on executive privilege, but executive privilege basically is the notion that the president's communications with his staff should be enjoy an element of privacy that even the court can't break through because of the necessary functioning of the presidency. So some conversations need to be protected. Now, I'm not sure when it does and doesn't kick in, right? Because, for example, this woman was able to give do the hearing the other day, and Trump wasn't able to stop her testimony by executive privilege. I'm guessing he would have wanted to, but the fact that she spoke makes me think, you know, that she's not. But the overall concept is his closest advisors, like his chief of staff, the legal advisor, maybe the legal advisor would have an element of privilege. The legal advisor gets interesting because he's the legal advisor to the White House, not to the president. So he's not the president's lawyer. He's the White House lawyer, which is different. So anyway, I think that's exactly true. I think Putin, and honestly, we're seeing more and more that the discussion is that Putin is still planning on taking all of Ukraine. Like, that is still the goal. You know? I mean, Biden is doing with a small d, Boris is doing with a big D. I would put it that way. Although Boris is still a lot of talk, but Boris's talk is better than Biden's too. You know? I don't think we'd get involved. Not at this point, because we're not going to get involved. Putin would have to do something like use a nuclear weapon or something at this point, I think. You know, the problem is we're afraid of providing fighter jets. We're afraid of providing tanks. We're afraid of providing longer range missiles and all this kind of bull BS. You know, because we don't want to make Putin angry. I think it's stupid. The war, when it'll end, I mean, this could go on for years. This could be Afghanistan. You know? I was getting the sense that they were pressuring Lithuania to open the railway. You know, that's the exact same BS that's happening with, I'm talking about providing the weapons. Everyone is terrified of, yeah, I understood Bonnie at the end, don't worry. Yeah, exactly, I understood you, Bonnie, don't worry. But everyone's afraid of making Putin angry, so the whole issue with, oh my God, the Lithuanians won't allow sanctioned goods to go through their country, what do we do? Putin's going to get mad, and now Europe's freaking out that Putin's getting mad. You know, Europe needs to kind of grow the F up, and we've got to stop catering to a dictator, because Putin loves this. Every time we cave, it says to Putin, push harder. They're going to cave. I don't know. Why are Ukrainian planes flying out of West Texas? That doesn't make any sense. I don't even know what that means. Yeah, but Putin won't launch a nuclear weapon. Why would he do it? We've got nuclear weapons and we'd destroy his entire country. So therefore, why would he do it? He wouldn't do it. I mean, everyone's kind of worrying about Putin launching nuclear weapons, but they're not actually thinking of how that works. Putin doesn't want us to destroy all of Russia. Putin wants to be remembered in history as the great czar who brought Russia back to greatness. That doesn't happen if the US ends up nuking all of Russia, right? So all of this talk about Putin nuking, I think it's utter BS because nobody can give me a rational reason why that would happen. And I don't believe Putin's crazy. I don't. He's not crazy. He's an ass. He's an a-hole. He's not crazy, you know? You know, the only one so far that could challenge Putin is Navalny, and that's why he's in jail for a long time, because they trumped up charges to throw him in jail, you know? So who knows, right? And that's the other problem, right? You either won't live long or you'll go to jail if you oppose Putin. You know? Yeah, no, it makes absolutely no sense, the nuclear thing. I mean, you know? If there's a nuke in Ukraine, then I think the deal's off. Then I think we get involved. I think Ukraine gets all the weapons it wants. I think there's a no-fly zone, at least in the free parts of Ukraine. There would be a no-fly zone, I think, set up, and NATO would say, that's it. You know, if you use a nuclear weapon, all bets are off. We're mobilizing all of NATO's troops, and we're putting a no-fly zone over the free parts of Ukraine, and that's it. You're not touching anything else. That's my guess. You know, so if he were to use a nuke on Ukraine, I think it's over. Because there'd be no way, because at that point, I don't think there's any way for Biden or Macron or anybody else to go, oh, we don't want to make him mad, because then they're going to look weak as hell. And Biden's already having problems. Trust me, I've been talking about this and it's been pissing people off who are, you know, big Democrats have been getting pissed at me, but it's all over the news now in the States. Articles are popping up. CNN covered it this morning. Democrats are getting really pissed off at Biden and the Democratic leadership for being too weak on everything. And we've got an election coming up in 4 months, a congressional election, where Democrats are going to lose control of the entire Congress, and it's going to be a disaster for Democrats. And Biden and the Democratic leadership in Congress aren't doing anything about it. So anyway, that's a longer story, but it plays into my concerns about Ukraine. There's an inherent weakness going on and a projection of weakness that I'm very unhappy with Biden. And he's not going to change unless we publicly call him out. You know, we can provide the weapons. We can provide the MiGs that Poland was going to give them. Biden said no. We can provide more tanks and better tanks. We can certainly provide more of these rocket systems. We gave them 4. They've got 4 more coming. The experts say they need 50 to 100. We gave them 4. Give me a break. You know, it's giving them they're giving them some of what they need, but not enough to make enough of a difference. Because Biden wants a tie. Biden does not want them to win. You know? I don't think he's dumb, but he's weak. I think he's weak. You know? He's not a strong leader. I mean, again, you know, and he is too old, unfortunately. But he's too old now. I hope he's not running again, because that would be insane. Russia's not going to nuke America because we would nuke them back. Simple answer, and they know it. So, well, maybe 0. I mean, you know, I'm open to you convincing me. You know. Well, he's afraid of Putin. I think he's got people in his ear who are telling him this is really dangerous, the nuclear thing. Putin's you don't know what Putin's going to do if he loses, if he's humiliated, blah blah blah. And you know, I don't see how Putin is different from any other Soviet leader we dealt with. Tell me this guy's worse. Bull. He's not worse. Bull. The question you should be asking user 5703 is, do Russians want World War III with the nuclear destruction of Russian cities? Because that's what will happen if they attack American cities. We will destroy all of Russia. So therefore, why would Russia attack American cities? They wouldn't. They wouldn't. Boris may resign. I mean, things are bad for him, for Boris Johnson. He had 5 more cabinet secretaries resign today. It's very bad. You know, Russia won't go nuclear. And the thing is, it would have to be an accident for Russia to go nuclear. It would have to be something like that. It's not going to be Putin deciding to do it. Again, they wouldn't go after the UK either, because guess what? The UK and the French have nuclear submarines with nuclear weapons on them. So they go after the UK, they could destroy the entire UK. And the UK's nuclear submarines, there's at least 4, I think, somebody said maybe even 6. They've got probably hundreds of nukes on them, would be enough to level Russia and certainly destroy all of its big cities. So they're not attacking the Brits. They could destroy all of Britain, and Britain's nuclear submarines would survive, because you can't hit nuclear submarines. They're just too well hidden. You know? So no. And that's why they keep threatening Britain, because they can't do it, so they threaten. You know? Here's the thing, okay, the dying man, Medium Michelle asks the dying man question. A dying man, Putin, with nothing to lose. Here's the problem. He's a dying man who wants his legacy to be, I am Peter the... He already said Peter the Great. He compared himself to Peter the Great. I want to be the greatest of czars, remembered as the man that made Russia, great again, right? He doesn't do that by launching a nuclear war that he knows will result in the destruction of his entire country. How's that going to go down in the history books? It's not going to go down in the history books as, hey, he put us on the map, when he literally removed them from the map. He's not going to, he knows that. Starting a nuclear war doesn't give him what he wants. And I guess my point is, Putin is not driven by a desire to destroy America at all costs. He's driven by a desire to make Russia great at all costs, but he's really pissed at America because he thinks we've betrayed him and everything else, right? But his goal is to make Russia great. So he's not going to destroy America knowing it's going to destroy Russia, because it doesn't meet his goal. Anyway, again, people can disagree. Obviously, Biden disagrees, but I don't buy it. I don't Biden it. Putin it in. All right, guys, I'm going to go shortly because it's 2:15. I've got to research more for tonight's show and put up some more videos. Actually, I haven't put up many videos today yet. Although I did the longer one on Igor Girkin. You guys should check that one out. It's a good one. But all right, I'm gonna sign off, guys. So give me the. Sasha's doing well. She's doing very well, actually. She's back to about half of her real food. Otherwise, she's getting chicken and rice. So I will look into Sasha's story and see what the deal is. I'm happy to look into it. But okay, guys. All right. I will see you tonight. Like I said, 6:00 p.m. Eastern time. That's New York City time. Midnight in Paris. 3 p.m. Pacific. I will be summarizing all the Ukraine news of the day. So join us and follow me, by the way. But also you can go to my profile and you can see the next live, register there for it. And join us at 6:00. It's kind of it's a fun group. We hang, we enjoy ourselves. Long live Russia. Yeah. Bye-bye. All right, see you guys.